I'm continually drawing from different things I learnt from each episode, even today. The first season had a huge impact on me. The things that I learnt about longevity, health and wellness was so much more than I had imagined. As the science is updated and we find that there's even newer and improved ways to do things, it continues to add to the experience. The response people had to season one was incredible, and from all ages and all walks of life. A few times we'd be dropping my kids off at school and some of the kids there would say they'd watched the season and they'd learnt things, and then their parents and then their grandparents would comment and talk about things that they'd had never understood or never considered and now were implementing into their daily life. So the fact that it had an impact on people in such a profound, positive way was amazing. The option to shoot a second season came up, and myself and the team got together and thought, well, if there's new science, if there's things we can explore that we didn't touch upon in the first season, then what a wonderful opportunity to continually learn and explore in this space of how to live a longer, healthier life. I jumped at the opportunity.
What surprised you the most?
I think one of the most surprising things would have been the Brain episode, drumming with Ed Sheeran in front of 70,000 people. Didn't in my wildest dreams think that I'd be able to pull that off.
It makes you kind of get a weird headache.
The lead up was really tough because of the anxiety and the doubt and all the head noise. I really didn't even know the song up until about maybe a week out. There was a huge leap of faith at a certain point. The toughest moments in this season, we did an episode on flow state. The task they gave me was to climb a damn wall, which was 200 meters high. Went well beyond the sort of flow state, and there were moments of flow state, but it was also one of the most challenging things I've ever done. The sheer exhaustion from, it was about an hour. It was also freezing at the bottom half of the climb, and then by the second half of it, I was pouring sweat. I think my heart rate went from 120 to 220 at times, and then I was hanging off a rope 200 meters off the ground, looking down and thinking all sorts of vivid scenarios, and that was that was uncomfortable to say the least. The episode on pain obviously was challenging. Training with the Korean military and going through a bunch of different physical activities while in freezing cold temperatures.
I'll be Rose, you be Jack.
Being sprayed with fire hoses, pepper spray, tear gas, all sorts of uncomfortable things being thrown at us. Yeah, I think it's really important to push yourself outside of your comfort zone because that's where all the lessons are. That's where the growth occurs. We're capable of so much more that I think that we ever imagined.
I think it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
The connection we have with people, how important that is, really making the most of life. The way that this series is a little more introspective or personal as far as my navigation through it. I was more of a sort of experiential sort of journalist as opposed to a guinea pig like I was in the first season. So there's a different tone and energy to this season. I hope that people enjoy the ride and are able to understand and learn something about themselves and seek new adventures.